Hare Krishna, Namaste, Chapter 3, which is entitled as Karma Yoga, Sloka 14 through 16. Annat bhavanti bhutani parjanyat anna sambhavaha yajñat bhavati parjanyo yajña karma samudbhavaha कर्म ब्रह्मोद्भवं विद्धि ब्रह्माक्षर समुद्भवं तस्मात् सर्वगतं ब्रह्म नित्यं यज्ञे प्रतिष्ठितम् एवं प्रवर्तितं चक्रं नानुवर्तयति हयः अहायोरिन्द्रिया रामो Moham Partha Sajivati. With these three sets of slokas, Krishna gives us a very interesting life wheel. To easily understand this, if you have seen a sugarcane juice machine or any mechanical instrument or a machine, it will have multiple wheels, a small wheel, a bigger wheel, a middle-sized wheel, all put together, assembled together, where when one wheel rotates, it rotates the next one which is attached to that. The other one rotates the other one. Like that, there's a multiple wheels. Just by rotating one, everything starts rotating nicely. Multiple wheels when it's assembled together. And this wheel, this is exactly how this sloka has been explained by Krishna, that this wheel has to go on and never to be stopped. The main wheel of this multiple wheel is the yajna, the sacrifice. And if that wheel doesn't rotate, if that is not done, then the whole production is stopped. It's going to create an inauspicious result. So the meaning of these slokas, Annat Bhavanti Bhutani, is all living bodies are sustained by eating food grains, and these food grains are produced from the rain. Parjanyat anna sambhavaha yajñat bhavati parjanyo yajñah karma samudbhavaha. And the rains are produced by performance of sacrifice, yajna. And the sacrifice, yajna, is performed by karma or prescribed duties. Second sloka is karma brahmodbhavam viddhi brahmakshara samudbhavam tasmat sarvagatam brahma nityam yajne pratishtitam. By these karmas are prescribed in the Vedas, and the Vedas are directly coming from Vishnu, and therefore consequently everything is situated on the basis of performance of yajna. Evam pravartitam chakram Nano Vartayati, that is, by when one who does follow in human life the cycle of sacrifice that has been established by the Vedas will attain good result. For one who does not follow the sacrifices that's been prescribed in the Vedas have to go through a hellish condition of life, because those who doesn't do the sacrifice yajna, they are living just for their own self-satisfaction. Evam pravartitam chakram nanu vartayati ahayah ahayur indriya ramo moham parthasa jivati. By the law of the nature, the human form of life is specifically meant for self-realization. And the way that happens is by three processes: karma yoga, jnana yoga, or bhakti yoga. And those are the means it's been given for human to become self-realized. And as part of this one, yajna sacrifice plays a very crucial, important part of this one. And that has to be continued. If the performance of yajna is not done properly, then that may not lead one into self-realization. One should not therefore just limit to the a ritualistic part of yajna, but they should also understand the inner meaning of performance of this yajna. So, on these 3 sets of slokas, Krishna explains that all the beings are born through food. Food is produced from cloud meaning rain. And we know this one. We all know this one. And the cloud has its origin in sacrifice, yajna. The oblation offered in the fire reaches the sun, and from the sun comes the rain. This is all described and declared in the Shastras. So, satisfied by food and drink, the individual will get self-empowerment, so the body can get into an action. Therefore, the body, which is an instrument for action, originates from the self Atma. Krishna has named this a life wheel. From food arises the body associated with the self, that is Atma. The food originates from the cloud, which in turn is because of the sacrifice that has been performed. And therefore we can see there's a closed loop of cause and effect, karya and karana. This revolves. That is, the jivatma, the soul, is the cause, body is an effect. Body is the cause, karma is an effect. Karma is the cause, yajna is an effect. Yajna is the cause, rain is an effect. Rain is the cause, and the grain, the food grain, is an effect. The food grains are the cause, living entities are the effect. So we can see how this whole cycle comes. Therefore, whoever is engaged in the practice of karma yoga, jnana yoga, and does not maintain his body through the remnants of the sacrifice, have to lead a sinful life. He only commits sins. Hence, he has the indriyas means the senses, fully indulged in enjoyments and not for any self-realization. That is, his body and mind are not nourished by the food that is offered to God. Hence, therefore, the rajoguna and tamoguna becomes more prominent, dominating, and sattvaguna will vanish. This is because he is not interested in getting this Atma realization or the self-realization. His desire is for sensual enjoyment only, alone. Therefore, even if he was attempting to practice, this person is attempting to practice jnana yoga, his effort will be wasted. And we can see there are many institutes and centers around the world which teaches yoga like Hatha Yoga, Kriya Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga. Now there are much more fancy names like Power Yoga, Heart Yoga. So many yogas, schools are there, many. But what we learn from these 3 set of slokas are that as long as one is not maintaining their body through proper food that is obtained by yajna, then all these yogas that we learn is just a futile attempts. It's just waste of one's time. They are not going to give the ultimate result because the Atma is not going to be satisfied, and therefore the self-realization is not going to happen. So, what we saw, the living entities are born from food grains. The food grains are received by the rain. Rain happens due to sacrifice, yajna. And yajna are done by karma, that is prescribed in the Vedas, prescribed duties. How that is we can understand is to earn wealth for yajna. To earn wealth for yajna, one has to do karma. To purchase items for yajna, one has to do karma. To set up the place for yajna, one has to do karma. To perform yajna itself, one has to do karma. Therefore, we can understand there is close dependency for yajna to be performed as karma that is prescribed in the Vedas. And these Vedas are coming from the Supreme Lord himself. And the Supreme Lord is the source of all living entities. So we can see this whole cycle that goes on. So to summarize these 3 slokas, yajna or the sacrifice should not be stopped, which helps one to maintain their body by getting the remnants out of the yajna, the food that is offered to the god. Those who doesn't eat food in this manner to maintain their body are doing Indriya Rama. This is a term that also comes in the sloka. There's 2 terms, Indriya Rama and Atma Rama. Indriya Rama means a garden of senses. Atma Rama means a garden of Atma, meaning one who lives a life to satisfy the senses are living in a garden of senses alone. And one who lives for self-realization, want to have a Atma Darshana, they live in Atma Rama. They get satisfied just by Atma alone. They don't need the senses to satisfy them. So by not eating food that is offered, one develops further Rajoguna and Tamoguna. It doesn't matter whether it's a vegetarian food or vegan food. As long as the food is not offered, it is not sattvic food. Therefore, by eating the food which is not sattvic, which means one tends to develop raha and dvesha, liking and disliking. When raha and dvesha develops, the mind gets contaminated. When the mind gets contaminated, a person starts making sins, commit mistakes. As the person starts committing mistakes, obviously their interest is going to be more towards material gains and pleasure, not towards the spiritual progress. Therefore, the spiritual progress will be blocked, which means they won't be able to have Atma Darshan or Paramatma Darshan for that matter, which ultimately means the life is wasted. That's a summary of these 3 sets of sloka. Annat bhavanti bhutani parjanyat anna sambhavah yajnat bhavati parjanyo yajna karma samudbhavah karma brahmodbhavam vidhi brahmakshara samudbhavam tasma sarvagatam brahma nityam yajne pratishtitam evam pravartitam chakram nanuvartayati hayah aghayurindriya ramo moham partha sajivati. Namaste. Hare Krishna.